Hello and welcome to another episode of Rico'S Rants. I'm your host, Rico DiGiorgio. Clearly I'm not alone tonight. In fact, I don't know if I'm going to be alone ever again. I'm so happy. This is Stephanie. Say hi, goddammit.
Hello, everyone.
There you go. We are dating, and we are both, I know, right? It's scandalous. I'm the lucky one in this one. She's fucked. As you can see, she's stunning and funny, and she has great taste in movies to a certain degree, and she has better taste in movies now because of me. Clearly, oh, by the way, I have a migraine. She just wants to join me in the sunglasses thing. She's like, if we're going to be cool, we must be cool together. And
yeah.
You look cool with your sunglasses on. I'm like, I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I've had a migraine.
Oh, yeah, sure. The excuse is pain.
I've had a migraine for 3 days. I have not been 100%. And
it's true though. He's been hurting.
I've been. You have to see. We went through 45 minutes before we filmed this because we didn't have like a working light.
Nope.
And we had to like aim her flashlight on her cell phone at us, and it was just glaring in our eyes. I'm like, all right, I really need my sunglasses for this. And she's like, I want sunglasses too. This shit's really bright in my fucking eyes.
Which it didn't work in the end.
It didn't work because then we just ended up fucking being like, oh, this light switch works after like the light bulb was not working. Then I realized it was just not plugged in.
All the way.
And she's blonde.
What?
And I'm the stupid one. That's sad.
Lethal combination.
A lethal weapon.
Wrong movie. Wrong movie.
No, okay. So, that's also stars Joe Pesci, actually. So, that's
back on track. Why are we here? What is this movie tonight?
Would you call me a bad guy, or would you call me a good fella? Goodfellas. One of my all-time favorite movies, and if you have seen any of my rants, you clearly understand why, with a name like Enrico DiGiorgio. Goodfellas is basically in the glorified mob movie, but also celebrates Italian-American identity because it's directed by Martin Scorsese. It's got songs with Dean Martin and Bobby Darin, and randomly fucking Rolling Stones and other fucking random people. Whatever. I love this movie because I'm an Italian American, and I love the mafia films. I've always kind of, despite it making Italian Americans look terrible, it also makes them look. It makes them more interesting. And whether Italians want to admit it or not, this shit more or less happened. So we have to acknowledge it. We have to acknowledge the Jersey Shore happened. Okay. Super Mario happened. Jersey Shore happened. But at least we got Goodfellas. At least we have Robert De Niro and Al Pacino and Joe Pesci, I guess. And Sinatra, although she's not fond of Sinatra. And yet we're still together. And
amazing.
I know. She hates Sinatra. She hates my idol.
With a passion.
Fuck you with a passion.
Almost as equal to yours.
Yes, we both are very passionate about Sinatra. My love for him and her hate for him. So, back to Goodfellas.
Yes.
The reason why we picked Goodfellas is because she had never seen Goodfellas.
Nope.
Which is a reoccurring fucking theme with all my previous girlfriends. Every relationship, more or less, I've had to show them Goodfellas. Are you guys just not fucking watching good movies? Is that what it is? It's just like...
You know how there's chick flicks? This is what dudes watch.
It's a good flick, huh? That was really lame even for me.
I was gonna say it's a dick flick, but okay.
Oh, that was good. That was, you win. You win tonight. Now we can't redo this fucking thing. That spontaneity was awesome. Oh God, see, this is why I'm dating her. She's actually kind of funnier than me sometimes. That's true. So, Goodfellas. Now that we've seen it, and I've seen it fucking, oh my God.
Umpteenth times, I'm sure.
Probably umpteenth and one is really probably how many times I've seen it. But every single time I watch it, I get a different way of looking at it because I'm watching it with someone who, apart from really dating me, you're kind of new to the Italian American life.
Yes.
So much so she's learning Italian because she likes me that much. She's always been interested in the Italian language and the Italian culture, but you have no idea what the Italian American culture can be like.
Accurate.
Yes, which is where I come in. So the movie, it says it's based on a true story, and it is. Because all the great mob movies are really based on a true story, with the exception of like Godfather. Although that's taken liberties on other real factual shit as well. Based on Henry Hill's life, Henry Hill died, I think, a couple years ago. I think 2013. He was not a made man. He was an associate of the Paul Vario crew, but in this film it's called Paul Cicero, played by Paul Sorvino. All these fucking Pauls.
Pauls and Pete's.
Peters and Pauls, and all their girlfriends are named what?
Marie.
Very good. See, she pays attention. Sometimes. This is the longest intro ever. Starring Henry Hill, played by Ray Liotta. Jimmy Burke, or Jimmy Conway in the film, is played by the one and only Robert De Niro. Or as she interpreted, the other Pacino. And then Joe Pesci, who, as she would interpret, the one who's not Ray Liotta or Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Also starring Paul Sorvino, Lorraine Bracco. And also, pure coincidence, Frank Vincent died like a week ago. So I've been having Frank Vincent on my mind, and this is arguably one of the best Frank Vincent performances. So this is also, in a weird way, a tribute to Frank Vincent. And Michael just wrote to me. We'll talk to him later. Sorry, guys. No, you fuckers. Sorry.
Wrong fuckers.
You're not the fuckers I'm talking about. I'm talking about my friend was hitting me up. And I'm like, no, in the middle of a video. Slide. Oh, no, that didn't work. Okay. Great cast. Mostly, I was pronouncing how to properly pronounce the Italian last names to her because she's learning Italian. I'm like, Sorvino, Scorsese. And then it was like the producer's Winkler.
Yeah.
Erwin Winkler. So the movie starts in an unconventional way.
Yes.
Because it is a biopic, or a biographical picture for you fucking people who are like, huh? You biopic motherfuckers. It starts off in the middle of the film, and then works its way backwards, and then works its way forwards again. Mm-hmm. So, by the way, spoilers in the whole fucking video. Because it's true life. You know, it's like if you go see Titanic, you're surprised that fucking ship went down.
Spoiler alert.
I'm sorry, it's only been, 100 years? Like,
wait, that's based on true events?
Yes. If only Leo DiCaprio actually did drown.
He totally would have fit, okay?
Yeah, fucking Kate Winslet, you bitch.
But you know they would have died of hypothermia way before they even hit the water off the ship. So
I'm more upset.
Don't even go there.
I'm more upset.
We're losing focus.
Hold on.
Losing focus.
No. I'm more upset the fact that she threw that fucking jewel at the end of that goddamn movie.
Oh God. Why?
You selfish old nanny. Anyways, back to Goodfellas. It starts off with the characters. We'll just call them the characters and the actors. Tommy, Joe Pesci, Jimmy, played by De Niro, and then Henry, played by Ray Liotta. So
top three guys.
This trio. They're in the car, they're driving, and it's late at night, and they hear a bunch of fucking boom, 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 just like stuff in the trunk. And we don't know. I mean, I know, but as the audience, we're like,
I know. I was like,
she's like, what the fuck is that? And then Henry's like, what the fuck is that? And then they pull over, and all the guys look apprehensive, and like just like staring at the trunk, like what's gonna happen?
And I'm like, there's obviously a dude in the trunk. How did they not know there's a dude in the trunk?
And I'm like, they do know there's a dude in the trunk. They just thought he was dead.
I was like, oh.
And then they pop the hood, and Joe Pesci pulls out a big fucking Michael Myers kitchen knife, and he said, He's motherfucking still alive. And you see there's a guy bloodied up and like wrapped in like tablecloths. Like, no, Tommy, no. And it's played by Frank Vincent. So immediately it's like, oh fuck, he did just die. We're watching his death scene, and he just died. I mean, for a different circumstance, but still. And Joe Pesci fucking stabs him, and then De Niro shoots him. And then, this is the brilliance of Scorsese, is just he sucks you right in. Mm-hmm. And we first thought, oh my god, there's something wrong with their car. Oh my god, there's a body in their trunk. Oh my fuck, they knew the body was in the trunk, and they killed him anyways. Like, oh, they're pissed off that he's still alive. Like, oh god, he's still alive. Let's get him to the hospital. It's like, oh fuck, he's still alive. We've got to take care of him.
Yeah, that's a lot going on in an opening scene.
Yeah, and then you see this look of not shock, just kind of like, this is how it is on Henry's face, and he goes to close the trunk, and it freezes. And then you hear a voiceover, and Ray Liotta's narrating, and we'll talk about the narration later. Ray Liotta's narrating the majority of the film. And he says, all my life I always wanted to be a gangster. And then it shows him as a young boy in 1955. The movie is set from 1955 all the way to 1980 to 81. Mm-hmm. He's a kid, the oldest of, I think, 7 in his family.
Yeah. Of
mixed Sicilian and Irish heritage. Very poor family, growing up across the street in Brooklyn, seeing a bunch of gangsters across the street, just doing what they're doing, and they're running a cab stand across the street, which also is a pizzeria. And to him, as he phrased it, he wanted to be a gangster, and being a gangster was more alluring than being president of the United States. He wanted to basically have all the flashy glamour of being a celebrity without having to put any hard work into it. It was basically just, stealing, running numbers, drug trafficking, and whatnot. And then
I don't know if it was about not the hard work. It was the respect that you got.
Okay.
From being part of a group.
Well,
that was a big deal to him.
That I totally agree with that. Because being Italian and in general is all about family and respect. And that's really the mafia is. The mafia is a business, but it's also, as it points out, it is a family. There's a tight-knit community that is really rampant in this film. More so in this film than in Godfather or Casino. I mean, this is very rampant, that this is literally, while they may turn on each other, they will always greet each other with a hug and a kiss. Yeah. They may shoot you in the back of the head at some point in your life, or the end of your life, but this is all about friendship and love and family. Whereas you don't really get that in Godfather. Godfather is one family, but it's more about just the close-knit brothers and less about the other members of the crew. Whereas it's just like they do a whole montage or a whole walkthrough of like, this is Jimmy No Nose and this is fucking Frankie Fuckface and this is fucking.
Yeah, they were like when he was walking in like, and everybody was greeting him and he was explaining each person in their nickname.
And it's like all those secondary guys. Johnny No Nose and fucking Tony 2 times. I'm gonna go get the papers. Get the papers. Yeah. It was a great little bit, but at the same time, it makes those characters real because those motherfuckers existed. Mm-hmm. Any stupid nickname Italian existed. Doesn't matter what you fucking Jimmy the Wrench, fucking Andy the Wop, Larry the Cable Guy. Get it done, eh? I'm surprised I came up with that. I'm proud of that one. And now I'm going to be sued. That whole thing is fake, right? That's not even his actual accent?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of like mine.
Well, wait, he's acting on stage. I mean, come on.
His accents, he has... Anyways.
Long story short. Back to the story.
Long story short, back to the story short. So Henry now, from being a boy, he's growing up and he gets arrested at one point and he doesn't say anything. and he gets welcomed in a whole lot more. Like, they literally, all the entire Vario or Cicero crew greets him when he gets out of the courthouse, and they're like, "Oh, you broke a cherry!" Like, this, now he's a man. It's like, basically, this is the Italian-American mobster fucking bar mitzvah. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to speak Hebrew, you just gotta go, you got pinched, you didn't say shit, good for you. And so then it pans forward to him being an adult. And he's played by Ray Liotta. And listen, Ray Liotta as an actor is great in this, but he also comes off very obnoxious.
Yes.
And very annoying. And I don't know what it is with his fucking mouth, but he has the shittiest smile I've ever seen. Like, it always looks so forced, and his cheeks are really chubby when he smiles. He has a thin face, but when he smiles, it's like, it just...
Well, his high cheekbones and then his wide mouth, it just doesn't... It's very off-putting.
Yeah, and he has the most fucking obnoxious, shitty laugh on the fucking planet. It's really just like... doing that shit.
You want to talk about forced laughs, man.
I mean, they were all having fun on set, but he looked like he was really forcing a laugh. But he's good in the film, and you feel for his character. You're also at the same time being like, you're a fucking idiot, Henry. All this shit is all your fault, to a certain degree. So really the film is all about him going through about 25 to 30 years of life in the Mafia, like the tagline says. Not to mention the other people he encounters, not to mention his wife is now slowly going from a nice suburban upper-class Jewish girl, Karen, to slowly becoming affected and being corrupted, perfect use of the word, and becoming really just a mobster's wife, and becoming a drug addict, and
She was repulsed by the idea of all of the wives. She went to one of their parties. And she was repulsed by them, and then it ended up like
being the worst of them.
Being the worst of them.
Yeah.
She was insane.
There's a great scene where when she's early in a relationship and she just got married. She's still in her honeymoon phase with Henry.
Yeah.
And she was pulled in by the glamour that he thought when he saw. When he was a kid, and all the flashiness, like she saw him beat the shit out of a guy with a gun and then give her the gun and say, "Here, hide this." It's covered in blood. And she's like, I gotta admit, it turned me on. So she loved danger. She's not innocent.
Yeah, no.
And she went from being an innocent, being like, I'm a nice Jewish girl, and she like called him out, like, who the fuck do you think you are, Frankie Valli? You think you're some hotshot? And then she liked the idea of being in love with a mobster and being connected. And
yeah, she was really impressed by all of his connections.
Yes, the Copacabana scene for sure.
Yes.
He's
21 and he's introducing me to everybody.
Yeah. We got champagne from Bobby Vinton for no reason.
Yeah.
That Copacabana scene, that is pure Scorsese and pure cinema in its finest. Because just for those who haven't seen it, first of all, you're a fucking idiot for not seeing this movie. Second of all, they didn't want to just walk through the front door. So Scorsese came with the idea of like, well, he's a gangster. Wouldn't he just go through the back door? So they filmed this whole sequence in one long take.
Yes.
And it took forever to plan it out.
One long take, and it was impressive that they did it that way because you really got the feeling of what she was going through, her first experience of this. It was really good. Which was,
we're sneaking in through the Copacabana. This is a whole world we're not used to. And he's, say hello to everyone. He knows everyone. He's like,
by name.
He knows them by name. He's giving 20. He's like, hey, Andy, what are you still doing here? You guys are still making out over there. What are you doing? And then the fucking manager sees him. Oh, Mr. Hill, and they bring a fucking table out of nowhere and just bring
I know, and then they plug in a light and they're like setting up this whole thing in the front.
Sitting right in front of the audience, and she's just like, what do you do? He's like, what? He's like, what do you do?
I'm a contractor.
No, he's like, I'm in construction.
That's right.
And they're holding hands, and she feels his hand, and he's like, they don't feel like they're construction. He's like, I'm a union delegate. And you see that look of like she's just like, Sure you are. But that's really what every mobster had a job.
Yes.
Like, you may not know that, but every single made guy, every mobster had a job that he never went to. He got paid on the books. He got Social Security. He got benefits. He got everything. Never go a day in his life. That was a perk of being a made man, is you had a job. And you got paid for that job. That was your $300 a week salary that you just be like, okay, I'll put this underneath my giant $3,000 like coke drug money I just got over in one day.
Right.
Or I sold a fucking bunch of mink coats for $25,000. Yeah, I'll take this and I'll add that to the pile.
Which was hilarious. What am I gonna do with all these coats? It's the middle of summer.
Well, stick them in the fucking freezer. Which I thought was like, that'd be stupid. Wouldn't that just make them moldy?
He meant to use. He's like, I'll just use them.
Whatever. So Ray Liotta's good. Lorraine Bracco as Karen was excellent casting. And look, for me especially, not you. I'm a big fan of The Sopranos. So watching this is just a precursor to The Sopranos. The majority of the cast, majority of the secondary cast that's in this is in The Sopranos. So you're watching, you see Tony Sirico's in this, and then fucking Franco Imperioli as Spider shows up. And so this is, if there was no Goodfellas, there would be no Sopranos. That's how important this is. If you're a fan of Sopranos, watch Goodfellas. Robert De Niro. I mean, Robert De Niro is fantastic. He's so subtle.
Yeah, he's cool in everything that he does.
Yeah, and
it's slow and purposeful, and yeah.
Even though he looks ridiculous at the same time, because his smile is upside down, basically.
Yes.
Like, there's when we were watching, and I was pointing out all these great scenes. I'm like, watch this, and it was her, and it was the scene where they had just done a big heist, and everyone, after being told by Jimmy De Niro, to not flash all the money, not buy stupid shit, goes out and buys stupid shit. So he's sort of sitting there at the bar, and
pissed. He was pissed at everybody.
He was pissed off. And then I'm blanking on the fucking song, but bam, 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 bam. I don't know what the fucking song is, but
yeah. This was right after the guy who does the toupees.
Oh, Maury
was hounding for his money, his portion, his cut.
His portion, because it was his idea to do the heist, and he came up and he needed like a $500,000.
This is like the third or fourth time on the film that we see him hounding for his cut.
And he's all talk. He's like, give me my money. I want my fucking money. Fuck him in the air. Fuck him in the other ear. And Henry Hill's just like, oh, go ahead and tell him. And he immediately puts his head down. Like,
he's like, no.
He's like, because Maury was all talk and all bullshit. So you see that intro, and De Niro's sitting at the bar, and he just gets this amazing idea. And I have to take my sunglasses off. I'm going to try and get through this. But he's just squinting. And he's nodding his head. And he's smiling. And he's like, I got an idea. I like this idea. Yeah, I'm going to use this idea. But
he does all that only with his eyes and his like the top half of his face. Because, he's just smiling the whole time. So you're getting this...
And smoking a cigarette.
I don't smoke. But he's like, you're getting all of this dialogue just through his face.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That's because people are always like, I can't tell the difference between Pacino and De Niro. De Niro is all facial and subtleties. Pacino is screaming what he's thinking. That's really the main difference. I mean, they look different too, and they're vastly different actors in different methods. But that's really the main thing is De Niro is, let me think about that. And then Pacino's, I'm going to fucking tell you what I thought about. Fuck you. That's really the main difference. So that idea that he had was, I'm going to kill all my fucking crew members and take
did the heist.
And take their fucking cut.
Yep.
And the Lufthansa heist that they did, that still is the biggest, I believe, the biggest American heist that's ever been pulled.
It was $6 million.
$6 million at a fucking airport.
Yeah.
Nothing has ever come close to that.
Well, probably because they changed how they did things after that.
Yeah, the mob kind of, well, 9/11 helped too. Well, it didn't
yeah.
help, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, over time, at the time, that was like...
It was huge.
It still is huge. $6 million is still fucking huge.
Jesus.
When someone says, $1 million, like, $1 million is a lot of... Are you giving me $1,000 is a lot of money to me right now?
Mm-hmm.
I'd take $100.
Anyway.
Back
on track.
So De Niro's great. Henry Hill, Ray Liotta is great for this role. As an actor, he has done good movies, and he's also done terrible films. The most recent Ray Liotta thing I've ever seen is he's now the current Colonel Sanders. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I've heard, but I haven't seen.
They're doing a new actor for a new Colonel Sanders commercial.
Yeah.
And he's doing a split personality Colonel Sanders, where one is angry and the other one's happy, because he's promoting like the fiery Nashville chicken and the honey sweet one.
Oh gosh.
And at the end of the commercial, because he's literally arguing, it's like, get this one, get this one, get that one, get that one. Just like doing that. And this fucking Henry Hill just like going ballistic. At the end of it is him frowning and smiling for like another 20 seconds. You're just like, what the fuck is this? You worked with De Niro. How'd you get here? Now we gotta talk about Joe Pesci. I don't know if Colonel Sanders is, if KFC is giving him money.
Oh, it's just paying off his bills. That's all that's for.
Because of all that coke he did in Goodfellas. Now we gotta talk about Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci, first of all, I have to mention, Joe Pesci won his Oscar for this. So, as crazy of an actor, and you think as overrated as he is, he won an Oscar for this role. Best Supporting Actor. And he is terrifying, he's psychopathic, he's funny. How funny? He's like a clown. He's here to fucking amuse you. He's like a clown. He's here to fucking amuse you. Am I funny? Am I funny? How? That whole scene was improvised. And like I said, if you haven't seen this movie, you don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
See the movie.
Early in the film, I'm not going to do it justice, I'll give you a quick thing, but we were talking about this in the car, we were talking about what we were going to say for this video, which clearly we didn't do well enough. We talked about how, as crazy and as psychopathic as Joe Pesci's character, Tommy, is, he's aware that he's a fucking nutcase. He's aware that he's scary. Because he does this whole thing where he's telling a story, and it's a funny story, and the whole crew is laughing and talking, and
the whole time he's telling the story, they're all laughing.
They're all laughing.
And he finishes, he does his punchline.
And Henry says, "You're a funny guy." He's like, "Oh, what do you mean I'm funny? Funny how?"
And then all of a sudden, the whole room is like, it was like a vacuum.
It was just
silence.
Well, it was first like, "Hey, well, you're funny." It's like, no, I don't know. You tell me how am I funny?
It's how you tell the story. I mean, the way you say it.
No, I don't know. You tell me. Funny how? What is so fucking funny about me? Tell me what's so fucking funny. And then the other guy comes in. He's like, well, hey, you got it wrong. So he's like, hello, Anthony. He's a big boy. You let him take care of himself. You're right, Tommy. I'm sorry. Now it's just like,
the whole room is looking at each other. They're like looking at each other, not at that. They're like, oh, I want to be anywhere but here.
Yeah, like, fuck this noise. I'm out. And it's super tense. And it's super, like, this is really our first major introduction to his character. Mm-hmm. And what a perfect way of introducing that. That he is a psychopath, that he is not to be fucked with. And even if you're his close friend, it doesn't matter.
You don't. He's a wild card.
You don't get he's a wild card. You don't get a free pass. And one point he pulls a gun and aims it at him.
Yeah, he does.
And then he reveals
it was all a joke.
It was all a joke.
They was just pulling your leg.
He's like, I almost fucking had him. And then here's a little weird foreshadowing. He's like, you may fold under questioning. Mm-hmm. The whole point of this, spoiler alert, and this is all true, Henry Hill becomes an FBI informant. And they actually made an unofficial sequel to this. It is not what you think. Has nothing to do with Scorsese. It's called My Blue Heaven. It's with Steve Martin and Rick Moranis. Steve Martin plays a mobster who's I swear to God, this is all true. It's first of all, Steve Martin as a mobster is fucking astounding to imagine, and he is, he's in the pinstripe suit. He's got the fucking slick back hair, and he's like, my name is Vincenzo Johnson, and he's under witness protective service like Henry Hill is at the end of the film, and he's in like Ohio or fucking Kansas or some shit, and his FBI agent, the one who handles him and makes sure he doesn't go out of line, is played by Rick Moranis. Hi, I'm Rick Moranis, like that, the original McLovin, the original Michael Cera. So yeah, and the funny thing is that it was written by the wife of the guy who wrote this. That's true. That's 100% true. Now, if I told you, like, oh yeah, they made a sequel to Goodfellas, you'd be like, oh, Casino. I'm like, no, My Blue Heaven.
You'd be like, what?
It stars Steve Martin. So, the music is fantastic. Mm-hmm. I mean, whoever, I think the editor was, I want to say Thelma Schumacher. Yep, Thelma Schoonmacher. That's what it was. The comedian Patton Oswalt has this great bit where he says, all a director does is just a guy, is always a man, and he's always going to shoot and spray his film load everywhere. He's like, oh, look at all that film I just shot. You love it. I shot so much film. He said, but the strong possibility is that all your favorite films were edited by a woman. He's like, because she was like, you did such a good job. I know I'm being the woman in this, but it's like, you did such a good job. Look at you you shot all that film. Look how strong of a man you are. Now I have to go take care of this. I have to make this into a baby. I have to make this into a movie. And they edit and they cut it and they make art. Essentially what an editor is just they can make another version of the movie that was from the script. You could shoot everything, but like, I'm sure it could have just been a linear biopic. He's young, he's middle-aged, he's old, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. They took the middle part of the film, of the Billy Bats thing, and put the beginning. That was probably Scorsese's idea, but I guarantee Thelma Schumacher, who's worked with Scorsese for years, is like, I know how he's going to think. I'm going to just do what he's going to want me to do, because I know what he wants.
So they gave us a taste of what happened in the middle of the film at the beginning.
Yes.
It was like a teaser.
It was a teaser. It was basically a trailer in the film. I don't even know what the trailer would have been, because this came out before I was born. This came out in 1990. Yeah, she's older than me. You old broad. So clearly we love the film. Clearly I love the film. And clearly you enjoyed the film as a first timer.
Yeah, it was good.
So now let's talk about what we didn't like. I got nothing. Go ahead.
Okay, so you mentioned that one of our three characters is a narrator. Henry. And I liked that. I liked how he narrated from the very beginning, and he chimed in every once in a while. He was a really good narrator for people who are new to the whole mafia thing. He was explaining the hierarchy. He was explaining a lot of the purpose and the family and the connections, and so that was really great. What I didn't like was that his wife, Karen, she has a little bit of narration in the movie. And it's not that she did it poorly. I think she did a great job. Mm-hmm. It's that she wasn't given the chance to do it enough. And I think a lot of her work was put on the floor of the editor room, because I found it very off-putting that she would chime in every once in a while, and that was it. Like, there was no...
Twice,
It was, she chimed in when she met him for the first time, and she chimed in when she married him, the actual marriage, and then right after that when she had the party with all the other people. And that's it. That's all the narration you get. And it's like, there are so many other stages and steps and things she was going through that should have been said. Mm-hmm. but they didn't want that angle in the movie, and so it just pissed me off to see that she was given a taste, but not enough. Like, it was... I hated that.
Like, either give
me all or nothing.
Give her equal amount or none at all.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because the narration thing is a frequent thing with Scorsese. Scorsese frequently has narration, or he'll have someone talk to the camera. He'll have the narrator talk to the camera in the film, like how he did at the end when he was on trial, and he just like talks to us, and also just like, whoa, that was one thing that I first didn't like, because it took me out of the film. You know, it made it no longer fictional. It's like, okay, oh my God, Ray Liotta's talking to me, which is already freaky to begin with. But I do agree with you that it was sort of, it was a natural thing, and they just they gave us a taste, which was frustrating.
It was frustrating. And, you know, he was saying we were talking earlier that she was very prominent in getting, the wife was very prominent in understanding the full perspective of Henry.
Yeah.
And I agree, but they didn't have her narrate in that direction. They had her narrate as her own personal self.
Right.
And so if you want to do that, then do that consistently. Don't just throw her in the middle and not have it ever happen again. I mean, it really was off-putting.
I think I agree with you. I think if they had thrown in one more scene towards the end, to show how far she had been corrupted and fallen, like that paranoid scene where she's just like, no, it's over there. She's like, Jimmy, I gotta go. If they had one scene of her narrating the scene where they're paranoid on that day with the helicopter and shit, and she's just like...
Well, that scene was before the helicopter day.
I'm saying either of those.
But I think I agree with you that there was a scene where our main character...
Henry.
No,
Jimmy. Ray. Robert De Niro.
Is saying, hey, get yourself some dresses. I know you guys are in trouble. I've got some dresses in my shop around the corner.
Yeah.
And as she's walking, she's, you know, at the first, she's totally cool with it. She's like, oh, yeah,
she
he's helping.
takes money from him, yeah.
You know, and then as she's walking towards it, she sees that it's, like, really sketchy. And she starts getting nervous. And then she looks in, and there's just, like, two really thug-looking guys in this really dirty area.
And they whisper to her, shh.
Yeah.
And you can look at De Niro, and De Niro's not helping. He's
being really creepy.
He's looking back around like, there's nobody.
He's looking around, and her spidey sense comes into play, and she's like, fuck this. So she bolts, runs out. She gets to her car. She's like, oh, I gotta go. My mom's got my kids. I gotta go. And she just,
he's not having it.
She floors it in her car.
Yeah, he's not having it. He's like, no, go back in there.
It's okay.
Now, here's the thing.
What I'm getting at is, like, so she floors it and she's bolting out. And then the next thing you see, she's in her driveway. Mm-hmm. And she's telling her husband, Henry, she's like, oh, I just got scared. And she didn't say why or what or anything. Yeah. She just says, I got scared. And I was like, okay, that's that from her bolting in the car to parking the car, that spot should have been her fourth narration to do a full circle.
But and I agree with that. But at the same time, it may have been Scorsese's intent for us to interpret what if De Niro's character was actually going to whack her, or if we were just getting just as paranoid as the characters. That because both the characters at this point have had huge coke addictions at this point, and their life is spiraling out of control. That's the whole viewing of the film is. You're having fun, you're getting a little drunk, you're wild, you're doing a little bit of drugs, and you're like, I'm having fun. And then gradually it's like, I'm not feeling too good, but I can't stop drinking and doing drugs. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm so fucking hungover, I'm paranoid, what's going on?
You wouldn't mean because Henry was doing everything exactly the opposite of what he was told to do by
Paulie and Jimmy and Tommy and everything.
No. Paulie said, don't do the drug scene. Don't include Tommy. Don't include Timmy. Don't
Tommy.
do Tommy. Don't do any of that. Sorry. Don't.
Yeah.
Get your life under control. Do what you used to do. Just run the books.
Stop cheating on your wife.
Stop cheating on your wife.
Even though everyone cheats on their wife in mafia films.
But I mean, he was doing it like...
He had mistresses for his mistresses.
Exactly. I mean, it was over the top.
Yeah. Although Den Mezar is pretty beautiful.
And so, it was like... He was told, get your act together.
Yeah.
But he went
and this isn't just,
exact opposite direction.
But this isn't...
I think that was the beginning of his end.
When he was told not to do something, he's like, well, fuck you, I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyways.
Yep.
But that's the thing, is like, it's not just a father figure or a mentor. This is the guy who will order you to be killed.
Exactly.
And
he gave him the yeah speech and did whatever he fucking wanted anyway. And that was like, that was the beginning of his end.
Because that's the problem with the mafiosi, is that they don't follow any rules.
But they should follow the hierarchy. What about the whole respect thing?
They do, but they also feel that they're invincible. The cops can't fucking touch me. I mean, remember at that one point when Karen's like, they're talking about how her husband went off to jail. It's like, he went off to jail to escape his wife. Anybody who goes to jail
wants to get caught.
I got things connected. I know what I'm organized. Then he starts the downfall. But that's also because he was brash, he was reckless, and he was also getting addicted to coke. And
he trusted people who were totally not capable of following direction.
Yeah, I mean, well, Joe Pesci's character Tommy never deceived him. He never fucked him over.
No, the drug mule lady. Who,
Doris or whatever the fucking name is, Lois.
Yeah.
God, when I watched her, I'm like, is that the chick from Roseanne? Looks like the daughter from Roseanne.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I love that line. It's like, I gotta get my hat. He's like, forget your fucking hat. I love it.
It's my lucky hat.
I don't give. Are you fucking kidding? There's so few characters where you're like angry and frothing. It's like, I told you not to use the fucking phone. And as soon as she picks up the phone, she's like, oh shit, he's going to jail.
Yep.
We know what's going to happen. So I can agree with that being a part that you didn't like. I also do think that was Scorsese planned that out. That it was us to interpret it, the paranoia. But I also I agree that either don't do any fucking voiceover or make it a little bit more evenly matched. That being said, I'm glad that you saw the movie. And I'm glad that you and I at least had a discussion and we slightly argued a little bit about it. Because whether the movie's good or bad, the fact that we are talking about it means the filmmaker won.
Yes.
No matter win or lose.
It wasn't one of those, oh man, I wish I'd never seen it.
Yes. It was very, and anybody who's ever seen this movie has never said that. This is one of the rare movies where it's just like, I don't care if I don't like the mafia. I don't care if I'm not Italian. This is such a great movie. Like, I could be a fucking, albino, Polish, American, black guy with no understanding of American culture whatsoever, and I find this movie fascinating.
Well, it's very descriptive. I mean, it really gives you...
It just happens the fact that I am Italian and I can appreciate this movie. It feels very much like home, as scary of a sentence as that is. So I think we're going to end the review and call it a night. We have to pack up for her. She's leaving again tomorrow. But I'm glad that she did this video with me, and hopefully we will do another one again
in the near future. Yeah?
Maybe we'll do Casino. We'll do a whole Frank Vincent movie in respect for Frank Vincent. We'll do Raging Bull, Casino, and Goodfellas. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment and share. Let me know if you like Stephanie and whether she should come back. She's going to come back whether you guys give a shit or not, but I figured you might as well get a say in that. What did you guys think of Goodfellas? Did you like Goodfellas? Did you not like Goodfellas? If you didn't, fucking fight me. Bye, guys. Love you all.
Good night.
Good night, guys.